Hello my friend, my name is Dan McDonald. I'm the Life Regenerator here on YouTube and I'm your raw food chef. I've got a recipe for the kids today. Now, that doesn't exclude big kids either, okay? This recipe is fantastic. This is a DTM classic. I've made this several times for many people. I've never met a single soul who did not love these. The beauty of this particular recipe is that it is so simple. I want to be able to provide information that makes it possible for the adults to feed their children food that is free from chemicals and pesticides and colorants and additives, because then the child begins to have and experience behavioral disorders, then the child is given drugs, and then that child's life begins to go downhill rapidly from there. We should not be drugging our children. And I believe that if we were feeding them real food that did not cause disturbances in the blood, which causes disturbances in the brain, then we would not have to have a society of drug addicts. Okay, so this one is dedicated to all the children who want to live a happy, healthy life. And that includes the big child in this guy here and all the other big adults out there too who are actually children deep down inside. So remember, after you eat these cookies, to go out and play and do what you love to do, even if you have forgotten to do so for the last 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. Today is the day to go outside and play. So again, kids, get your parents on board with this. Mom, Dad, make me the apricot ginger cookies. Okay? Let's get started. The base is walnuts. It's so simple. I had to talk for so long because if I didn't, this would have been too short of a video. And I'd get in trouble and I'd get complaints. But watch this. It's so simple and so delicious. Walnuts. Fresh. Make sure you get some nice, fresh walnuts, okay, from a reputable company. I went to Whole Foods yesterday. You crack them open like this, and you look at the inside, and you look for the rancidity. It should be nice and white, and not yellow or not brown and oxidized. So make sure you're getting fresh nuts, okay? Break them open. I broke open the Brazil nuts, rancid. I broke open the walnuts at Whole Foods, rancid. Now this came from a reputable local company, so fresh walnuts. And then 2 pitted dates. That was 2.5 cups of walnuts, by the way. And if someone would transcribe this recipe in the comment section down below, you'll get a bunch of thumbs up, and you'll get a big thumbs up from the DTM right here, baby. Because I would rather have you do it than me. I can save a few minutes and make more recipes, answer more questions about health and happiness. Okay, 2 pitted dates. And then 1 cup of organic apricots. Organic dates, organic apricots. It doesn't have to be organic, but it's better if it's organic because then we can make sure that we're not getting the pesticides, which are going to be cellular irritants. Irritants on the nervous system. The colorants, the additives, the preservatives, the sugars, the white sugar, all the weird chemicals they're putting in our foods, and we're feeding those to our children, and their brains and their nervous systems are going haywire. If I could have any little part to do with changing that, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, this is a 1/2 cup of organic raisins. I've got some shredded coconut here, but that's for the end. The next, this is important here. This is one of the key ingredients. This is powdered ginger. Fresh does work. I've used it in the past. It's a lot different. It's a little bit more magical when you use the organic, dried, non-irradiated. I know I'm putting a lot of demands. The thing is, you know, it doesn't all have to be organic, but I want to encourage that thought process at least to get organic stuff when you can, learn about irradiation. This is organic, non-irradiated ginger powder, and it is fantastic. It's like gingerbread. It reminds me of just ginger snap cookies. Back in the day, baby. So with this one, let's get official, and let's do 2 tablespoons. Since this is a key ingredient in this, the quality of the ginger really makes this recipe. So get some. You can go to an herbal shop. I go to a place called La Karnak, and they source all the best, freshest herbs, and cayenne and ginger and turmeric and any other medicinal herbs that I want to use, chlorella or comfrey or just ginkgo or ashwagandha or any of that stuff. I'm going to use I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of salt. You could put 1 if you want, but 2 teaspoons will give it a nice cookie twist. We want this to be good for the kids, you know what I'm saying? Young and old. Okay, young and big kids. I'm a big kid. Now, cinnamon. Should we get official on this one? No, just a teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay? And see, I could have already, if I wasn't rapping, we'd already be done right now. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how this goes here. Just give me a moment of your time on this. I don't like to edit because it's, I don't know, too lazy, I guess. You know me. Give it a minute here. Okay, it's going really well. It just takes a second, but it's so easy. I mean, that's why I love this recipe. There's so many different variations that you can do. You know, you can put a little lemon in there. That's kind of nice. The fresh ginger is different, but it's also really good. It gives it a little bit more punch and sort of pulls away from the sweetness of it. So, you know, the fresh ginger's really got a nice kick to it. You could throw some vanilla in there. You could throw the coconut in there. You could pull the raisins out and throw in a couple more dates. The main ingredients, of course, is the apricots and the walnuts. So if you're a total purist, you literally could blend walnuts and apricots to make apricot walnut balls, and you roll those up into balls. These are more of a cookie recipe. So there we go. That's a little bit more than I needed to go. But what I do is I smash it a bit here. I'm going to roll it up into a ball. Now there's a couple of options, my friends. So bear with me for another moment of your precious time, and I sure do appreciate it. I enjoy making these videos, and man, I'd sure like to get some better options out there for the kids. So here we go. My daughter is Natea. She is 15 now, and she is close to 100% raw foodist, and she is exercising vigorously. She goes to the gym, and it wasn't like that for long. And I never put any pressure on her, but I just kept setting a good example. Every time I was with her, I would give her the good options. Try this. This is great food. Let me make this recipe for you. And I would just try to encourage them to eat more raw, healthy foods. And finally, it just really rubbed off. And I'm able to really provide for them better financially. So my ex-wife has a lot more options there to buy the healthy food, because as you know, it is more expensive, but in my opinion, it's just worth it. You know, it's really worth the investment. You and your children and in your health is worth the investment in higher quality foods. My recommendation is cut corners elsewhere to feed your children well. I don't know, there's something about living inside of a healthy body that isn't going all haywire, that is worth all the money in the world, all the cars, all the fame, all the glory, all the houses, all the toys, all the amendments, all the vacations in the world. If you could just have health, you have it all. You know what I mean? Standing there naked in the field with nothing but your health, you're the richest human in the world, okay? So now I've got coconut shreds here, and I'm just going to put that in there and make a nice little coating. How about that? Okay? So those are the spicy apricot walnut cookies, okay? That is the wet recipe. Now I just went and bought a dehydrator. Actually, I had it sent to me from Amazon. Yes, I know. The dehydrator. It's imperative that you eat the vast majority of your food fresh, with all the water in it, delicious, stay hydrated. But Grandma comes over, the other kids come over, they've been eating pizza and burgers and French fries. You're not going to just hand them an orange and say, oh, here you go, you should really be eating high water, nutrient-dense, bioavailable, electrically charged food. They're going to look at you like you're an alien from planet whatever. I need a pizza, ma'am. And then I can go have a burger for dessert. But if you hand them a nice dehydrated little crispy cookie, I'm hooking this up for Sophia, because if it was me, I would eat it like this, you know? I like it like that, but Sophia wants to try it dehydrated, and I know it's going to be a crispy, crunchy little critter, so that's going to be delicious too. And hey, as long as you've got the wholesomeness there, I'm telling you, avoiding the chemicals in your food, they're everywhere. And it's all restaurant, you know, grocery store, profit-driven, get you hooked, addicted, preservatives, stay on the shelf, you know, colorants to make it, to trick you. Like you look at this, and it's like, you see that out in nature, I guarantee you, you're going to go for it. Now, you go to the grocery store, what do they use to get the kids wrapped in there? All the little colors on the box. Captain Snappy Dappy, you know, boom, oh yeah, I want Captain Snappy Dappy, Mom. You know, and then the next thing you know, they're like, all right, Mom, I got to go out, and they're having temper tantrums, snot's running out of their nose, they're punching their brother in the face. But no, if you feed them raw foods, they'll be petting their brother on the head, and they'll be playing Legos together. It's the answer to all of our problems. Now, I'm just kidding, but still, I'm serious. I've seen this. I've seen the kids on the raw foods, the real foods that don't have any drug poisons in their body, and then I see the other kids, snot running out of their nose, bashing their brother over the head with a toy, bleeding, crying in the store, Mommy, I want this, I want that. The mom is stressed out. She wants to pull her hair out of her head. And I just wish I could say to the mom, hey, Mom, you know, if you took that garbage filth, disgusting filth, out of your cart and filled it with fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and natural foods, you wouldn't have to pull your hair out, and your kids' behavioral disorders would clear up right quick. And they're going to argue or whatever, but there's no argument about it. It doesn't really matter what you say, because the food that you eat affects your mind. And I encourage anyone to take me up on my little test here for you. Okay? There's a few things I get emotional about, and that's the sadness of the kids that are just, and the mom doesn't know what to do, because all she knows how to do is little pizza pockets and DiGiorno's chemical little microwaved little Tostino pizza pocket things, you know, and like French fries and McDonald's and Wendy's, and you know, it's okay for an adult, even though if they suddenly would look at themselves and notice through their awareness of like how they feel after they eat a burger as opposed to how they would eat after eating like an organic salad with some avocados. I mean, man, the difference is so vibrational, but the sensitivity within the humans isn't exactly there right now. That's why I encourage sensitivity, awareness, meditation, self-consciousness, paying attention to yourself, and cultivating wisdom for yourself, and cultivating moderation and intelligence, and living a life of awareness, and you know, living a life of moderation, consciousness, and becoming a better person. And instead of eating yourself to death or eating away all your problems and getting obese or eating away all your problems and getting thin. It's the same thing. It's the clogged up. So anyways, that wasn't even what this video was about, but I guess most of my viewers really enjoy the DTM Wrap Time. But I just want you to be able to experience some of the things that I'm experiencing right now because of moderation, because of detoxification, because of wholesome foods, exercise, sunlight, forgiveness, and the cultivation of divine qualities, as opposed to going down the road, or the wide road that leads nowhere. You know, I'm turning around, I'm going the other way, and when every single other person is telling me, hey, come on, let's go this way. Look, I already looked up, got over there, looked over the cliff and said, hell no, I'm going back the other way. I'm going to live a life of wisdom, because the group is going that way, because that's the way that the sheep have been led to slaughter. Don't be a sheep. Think for yourself. Make up your own mind. Be wise. Turn around from the crowd and go the other way, because I'm telling you, the treasure is right in the exact opposite direction that they're telling you. They're telling you to look outside yourself, get a bunch of stuff, and then you'll be happy. The treasure is inside of you. Health is your greatest asset. Don't waste it away. Health is only one small part of the message here, but it's a big one, because once you get stabilized in a body that is functioning highly, and you have peace in your body, then you can begin that gloriously filled promise of finding the best part of yourself and using that to just live a great life while you're visiting here on planet Earth. So I think I might have lost the little kids, but I hope some of the big kids stayed on. I guess whatever needs to come through comes through at the time that it does. But here is the little cookie on the Teflex sheet. I bought a dehydrator. I would put this on there, and then I would put it on 115, and I would let it turn, and it'll turn into a crispy cookie. And I think my little lady Sophia will be super stoked. And so right now, I've got I'll share with you one last thing. I've got a couple things I'd like to show you, I guess. So give me one more minute of your very valuable time. I would like to know what you think. I'll tell you what, I will do that. I've got a few special things here that I put together, again, for the kids. Well, Sophia's a big kid. But I've got the cabbage chips, and this is the nacho cheese. It's actually a spicy Southwest nacho cheese, kale chip, cabbage chip, and arugula chip. Here I make some veggie chips, different types. The next recipe is going to be the Cool Ranch arugula chips. And so what I recommend is that you sign up for for my Insiders Club. And what I'll do is I'll share the kale chip recipe here. One or two of them. I've got about 5 very unique kale chip recipes that I don't think anyone has ever put out, as far as I know, into the raw food world. I mean, it's pretty easy to figure out, kind of, if you know how to work it. But I don't think I've ever seen anybody do cabbage chips, and I'm not sure if I've ever heard of the arugula chips either. But this is my work of art right here. So anyways, I thought I'd share that with you. I'm going a little more creative. What's interesting is that personally my own diet has gotten so clean. I had bee pollen and oranges so far. I have a meal at noon, and it's usually a juice. But today I just had a few oranges and a couple of handfuls of bee pollen. And I'm eating light, and that helps me to feel bright. And then tonight I'm going to have a nice salad with some lettuce, avocados, arugula, etc. And it's really good to live that moderation, and it's really good to have your body on a schedule, because then it gets used to it. As we get older, our digestion isn't quite as good, and it helps to lengthen thy days, lessen thy meals. There's a lot of other people in the raw food thing that really want you to eat. I've already done that, and it's cool. Like, I was a bodybuilder. I ate everything in sight. I could eat 2 large pepperoni pizzas with extra everything. And I just don't need that much food to feel energized for some reason, because I'm an oxygen harvester. Oxygen is my #1 source of food, aside from that vitality that's inside that I just cultivate like a soup. And I breathe into it, and I think about it, and I ask it to come in, and I let it go out, and I just let it flow through me. And it's like an electricity. It's like life force energy. And I cultivate it. And I love spending time alone, because that's the best time that I feel like I can really let that flow through me and get my own divine flow going. And that just keeps building and building. And that's why I make these videos, other than the practical reasons. But the art of it for me is to share with you, hopefully implant something in you, because this is something that I've worked on for a really long time, and I know that in the beginning it was incredibly challenging. And I'm beginning to leave the gravitational pull, and I'm beginning to get into a place where I can just eat for power and nutrition and nourishment and electricity and minerals and conductivity and synergy, instead of, don't get me wrong, I love me some avocados, a nice big salad. I still love to eat. But there were times when I was eating myself to death because of emotional eating and the stimulation and whatnot. And I just want to live a divine life. That's it for me. And maybe you can take a little bit of something like that and be cool with it. And you don't have to live like me, and you don't even have to listen to anything I say. But I think that if someone does hear that, and maybe they can change, because there's so much suffering. And it's just really sad. I answer as many questions as I can every day, but some of these things I try to summarize and simplify so that you can be empowered, and make some good decisions and learn to eat moderately and whatnot. I guess I'll let you go now. I'm the chef preacher man here. Never meant to really do that. I was going to try to go simple, but there's just too much love in my heart for people and the truth. Really, it's not so much about the bleeding heart for people, but it's about just a truth, some truth, more truth than we might have had yesterday that we have now today, that we can use some of the little points that were made in this video to have a better life, to have more life, to have life and to have more of it. Wasn't that spoken by a great master once, perhaps 2,000 years ago? Anyways, thank you, my friend. Make sure you sign up for the Insiders Club, because I want to do a couple more videos over there. I saved like these special recipes like kale chips, and I used to make these energy balls, and I've been getting messages to share those with you for like athletes and whatnot. And so I would love to share that over there on the Insiders Club and whatnot. I'm having a great time making these videos for you, and I really appreciate your time, your attention, your support, your love, your viewership. I appreciate your thumbs up. I really appreciate your comments. And I appreciate more than anything else if you would take some of this information, apply it to your life in the best way that you know how, educate yourself on nutrition and health and how to make that a part of your life. And then do your very best to commit to that, to really learn how to live your life and lengthen your life and make your life a high-quality life so you can set an example for the ones around you. And in so doing, we will change the world one cookie at a time. Oh, man, I did it again. Remember that time with the tomatoes when it slid off right there on the floor? That's okay. There you go. All that just from some cookies. Can you dig it? I know that you can. Dan the Man with the Master Plan. Peace.